Question number 10. Given the graph at right, which point could we add to the scatter plot to ensure that it is a function? So whenever we add a dot, we need to ensure that it passes the vertical line test. Vertical is going up and down like the y-axis, and we're going to run our pen, our pencil, our finger across the axis, and only one dot is allowed to touch at a time. So we're going to put a dot at -2, 2. If you don't remember how to graph, x is your first number, x goes sideways. Y is your second number, y goes up and down. Whenever you're going on your x-axis, when you go to the right, we have positive numbers. When we go to the left, we have negative numbers. And on our y-axis, when we go up, we have positive numbers. And when we go down, we have negative numbers. So this is how you graph. So -2, 2 would start at your origin, and we would go to the left 2 and then up 2. If I put a dot there, is that a function? No. And I'm going to check all my dots, and I'm going to write notes to myself so I can see. And also, if you use the technology, you can type in the dot, and you can see where it lands to make sure that you graphed it right. And then if you want to hide it, you just tap the color and you click on the new one. And let me take the label off. So we take this. And here's our new dot, the purple dot. And that's going to help us graph. We're going to go -1, so that's left 1 and then up 2. So when I go left 1 and up 2, if I put a dot here, would this be a function? Yes. 0, 0. If I put a dot here, would that be a function? No, because I have this dot and this dot. So I'm going to write no. 1, 2 would take you to the right and up. To the right 1 and up 2. This one would not be a function because we would have 2 dots here. So again, you can play one of these things is not like the other. The one that we found that is a function is letter G. Question number 11. Which of the following represents a function? So we're looking for a function. So when we look for functions, we're going to look at our x values. So here we're looking at our x values. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are all different. That means it's a function. Okay, now I think that's my answer, but to make sure that I got this one right, I'm going to go look through the other choices and just make sure. So I'm going to look again in a point. We have our x and then our y coordinate. So I'm going to underline my x numbers so that they stand out and I don't get confused. And now I'm going to look 0, 2, 4, 2, 6.1. They repeated right here. This is not a function. Okay, we have repeating 2's. This one is not a function. You can see that from our vertical line test. It's touching in a couple of places. So this one's not a function. This one is not a function because of this. This would represent the point 1, -1. And also the point 1, 0. And we have those repeating x's, so it's not a function. So answer choice A was correct. And then the last question we have, number 12. Which graph shows a function with a domain of all real numbers greater than or equal to 0? Domain is your x value. X goes sideways. So we're thinking left to right. And we're looking for all real numbers, so that means that it's going to include the decimals. It's going to be a continuous graph. And it says greater than or equal to 0. So we're going to be looking at 0 for your domain, 0 on the x. So here on our x-axis, your x-axis goes horizontal. Here's my 0. So this one does go 0. Now, is the graph going to be all real numbers greater than? Greater than goes like this, or equal to has the line under it, so it needs to be solid. And we're also looking for a graph that gives us bigger numbers than 0, greater than or equal to 0. So 0 or bigger. So does our graph here show 0 or bigger numbers? And remember that we're going left and right. So the bigger numbers are over here. Does our graph go this way? No. On this one, we have 0 here. Does our graph go 0 and bigger? Does the graph go this way? Yes. What about here? 0, yes. Do our values get bigger? Well, this arrow is actually pointing down, so no, but down doesn't really matter. We're looking at going to the right because we want greater numbers to the right. So this one's a no. And this one goes up, so you might be tricked. Remember, we're not thinking up and down, we're thinking left and right. So whenever it goes greater, that means that we need to go to the right when our variable is on the left. So it's everything that's greater than 0. So when we're going left and right, does it go greater than 0? And it's not going to the side, so the answer is no. Final answer for this one is G.